This episode of Front Page Tech is sponsored by ProsserHosting.com. What's going on, guys? John Prosser, and this is the very first episode of Front Page Tech. Now, the studio is not finished, and by not finished, I mean the lighting isn't correct just yet. I'm getting some more lights in here, but for now, this is what it is, and for now, I mean like the next 2 days. So with Front Page Tech, every single day I'm going to be giving you the latest and greatest tech news of the world. And so, now that I've said that, let's get started, shall we? Now, today is going to be a little longer than usual. I have a few more stories than usual to talk about, and that's just because I want to get y'all caught up on last week's news, because some stuff happened, man. So first of all, Kingston announced the very first 1TB flash drive. That's pretty awesome. 1,024 gigabytes worth of storage in a little thing like that. I can handle it. Another big piece of news from last week is the fact that Vizio has announced the very first 4K Ultra HD TV. Yes, but then again, Samsung also showed off their lineup at CES of 4K TVs. In fact, the TVs that Samsung showed off go up to 110 inches. What? And they're on like an easel so the TV can rock back and forth into the right position that you want. That's awesome. However, the price is a little high, so I mean, you're going to be paying at least $7,000 for it. That's right. No, I'm actually just kidding. $7,000 is cheap. They're $35,000. So, gonna go sell my car. Don't you love just going to McDonald's, sitting down in a seat, and getting that free Wi-Fi that they offer you? Well, look no further. Let's all travel to New York City because Google is giving out free Wi-Fi to everybody in New York City. Another neat gadget they showed off at CES is something called the HapiFork. What is the HapiFork, you may ask? Well, don't worry, I'm going to tell you. The HapiFork is simply a fork that counts how many bites of food you're taking. So every time you put the fork down and then put the food in your mouth, it'll count it as a bite, because we need electronic forks now. The only question I have is, why? What if I'm eating a salad, you know? Why does it matter how many bites of a salad I'm taking as opposed to a burrito or something? It doesn't matter. Go away. Another really awesome piece of news from last week is the fact that Target has announced that they are now going to price match Amazon year round. Yes. So I just talked about Samsung a little bit ago, but you want to hear something else awesome? Samsung has also announced the very first 8-core phone processor. What? There's a gun company out there that's called TrackingPoint, and they have recently come up with a gun that will be powered by Linux. It'll be $17,000, and it auto-aims. Because we need that. A gun that auto-aims. Linux-powered rifle. We need that. To all of you MSN Messenger users out there, I'm deeply sorry for your loss, because Microsoft has now announced that they're shutting down MSN Messenger, and they tell you to take your contacts from that and move them over to Skype, because now you have to use Skype, not MSN Messenger. So I'm sorry for all of you people that still instant message and stuff. I'm sorry, because now we have Facebook chat. Sticking right along with Microsoft news, turns out that Windows 8 failed to reverse the PC slump over the holidays. It's Windows 8. Shocker. Here's some news for Apple. Apparently, Apple canceled half their orders for iPhone 5 parts due to low demand. It's okay, buddy. Somebody will want you. Now calm down, Android users. This isn't completely bad for Apple. In fact, more people are switching from Android to iOS. It's just that Apple made the iPhone 4S and the iPhone 4 a lot cheaper than this. Only people with no sense at all get this phone. I'm pretty sure you can get the iPhone 4 completely free now with a 2-year contract. Why not? Still talking iPhone, the iPhone 5 is now available unlocked for Straight Talk users. That's right. Walmart's prepaid service Straight Talk, which you can get unlimited everything for $45 a month, now allows you to get the iPhone 5 unlocked for the service. Since we're already talking phones, I might as well say that Google is refusing to let Windows Phone users access an official YouTube app. That's right. Last week, they blocked Windows phones from accessing Google Maps. And now they're not allowing Windows users, or at least Windows Phone users, to access YouTube, at least in official capacity. Now, there are third-party applications for YouTube. In fact, the highest rated one, which is like 2 stars anyway, is a YouTube app made by Microsoft. That should tell you something. Now, I'm no expert here, but I think Google's trying to say, hey, if you're using Windows Phone, don't use an Android device. Let's talk Facebook, shall we? Now, I'm not going to get into this video, maybe I will in the future, but Facebook has been rolling some things out recently when it comes to privacy notices and their terms of service, and I don't agree with it, but maybe I'll make a future video about that, I don't know. But today I want to tell you about this. Currently, Facebook is testing a $100 charge to people that want to send messages to strangers. So if you haven't added the person as a friend, or if they haven't accepted the request, if you want to send a message to them, Facebook will charge you $100. Now, this isn't official yet. They're just testing it. But really, Mark, you're going to do this? Now, sticking along the lines of Mark Zuckerberg, turns out that last month, Instagram lost half of its users in 1 month. This is obviously due to the privacy notices that Instagram recently came out with, stating that they are now allowed to sell your pictures without your consent. Now, I just want to geek out about this just a little bit before I end this video. The fact that they want to sell your stuff, the reasoning for that is because there are such things called stock photos online. If you go to Google Images and you type something in, you will most likely get a stock photo. It's just a photo that anybody can use. And if they want to sell your stuff, if somebody offers to buy your stuff, that's good. You know, they want to have stock images. They want to use your images for stock images. Don't complain because you don't get the profit. If you think your images are good enough to use as stock images, sell them. Take them off Instagram and sell them. Honestly, if you put anything on Facebook or on Instagram, anything, that is your choice. You know, what that website chooses to do with it is really not your problem. You signed up for their service. Anything you put online is permanent, really, honestly. So if you don't want somebody to sell it in the future, just think about what you're doing. Think about what you're posting online, because it's not your service. You are not in charge of Facebook. You are not in charge of Instagram. They are, and you are using their service. So if they want to change something, they're going to change something. Alright, that's all the rambling I'm going to do for this episode of Front Page Tech. Thank you guys for tuning into the very first episode. Hopefully I will see you tomorrow, and if you guys want to stay up to date with all things tech and me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Later.